This is the Stockwell Eldridge Show, giving you the real-time information you need to make educated decisions about buying and selling in the world-renowned Twin Cities. Now your hosts and real estate experts, Jason Stockwell and Don Eldridge.
Good morning, Minneapolis, St. Paul. I'm Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results.
Good morning. I'm Don Eldridge with RE/MAX Results. Happy Sunday.
You're listening to the Stockwell Eldridge Show every Sunday, 10 a.m. here on AM 1280 The Patriot. And as usual, maybe even more than usual, today we have a room full of experts, and we have a great show for you today. We have an economist, Ed Cashmer. Did I say that right? Cashmark. He is the everyday economist. He was on the show previously, and we're welcome Ed. Welcome back to the show. We're going to get some economic information and some data, hopefully educate everybody out there, including us here and you. We have John with Vanquish AP. How are you doing, John?
Doing well.
John is in Stephanie's chair, so if you watch us on YouTube, Stephanie usually sits there. Sparkles is not here today. She's in training. She's getting educated. So John is taking place. He does not have Sparkles on at all, I noticed, but...
Not as good looking either. Or charming.
No, you're great. John with Vanquish AP, they do property management and rental management, and we'll get into some information on that. And then, of course, we have Don Doty with Home Place Inspection.
Thank you.
Don, welcome back.
Glad to be here.
It's great right now, isn't it?
It's fabulous.
Everything is good. Everything. I sent Dawn a note the other day.
Oh.
And maybe who was on it, Michelle or someone else?
Yeah.
And there's a movie, a Lego movie, if you have kids and you watch
The Lego movie,
where they go, everything is awesome.
Yeah.
And so I sent the little song to them the other day when they said they're all happy, and I don't know if I was happy or not. I don't think I was. I just said,
Oh,
you
really?
guys are all... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you did a good job of swelling. By the way, I love this. I am the only girl in the room.
Oh, perfect.
Ha
The best looking one.
Oh. Well, you're very kind. I am the best looking girl in the room, aren't I? Because I'm the only girl in the room.
Do you know how I could tell that it wasn't Stephanie?
Oh.
She's got a mustache and a beard.
And no sparkles.
Yeah, no sparkles.
gotta
So
work on that,
today we're going to be
John.
talking about...
I'll do some glitter next time I'm here.
Yeah, Stephanie,
glitter,
I'm surprised she doesn't have some underneath.
Oh,
like,
I might have
underneath
some
there.
in my purse. Do you want me to give you some?
If
Then
you want,
Then we
I
can
could
call you Sparkles.
Highlight my cheekbones.
Yeah. We
Could
could
look
put some
real
nice sparkly eyeshadow on to
That's
accent your eyes.
That's too far. I think.
Check
Just
us
the
out on
cheekbones.
YouTube under Stockwell Eldridge Show, or go to Facebook and you'll see the YouTube. I think Chelsea at our office is putting those out now on YouTube and on Facebook, so you can see the videos and check us out on there. So today we're going to be talking about a whole gamut of things. I'm curious to talk to Ed a lot about the economy and what's happening, because I just talked to someone today on the phone and they said, the stock market's going to crash. The stock market's going to crash. Wait for it. Do I pull my money out? What do I do? What do I do? And then I talk to agents who say, when's the market going to crash? 2 more years, it's going to be devastating. Why are people buying right now? Or we can't find anything to buy. So I want to get into that. But first, market update from Dawn. Dawn is also an economist. She's going to read the market update for us. I'm just kidding.
Thanks, Jason. All right. So, new listings have actually increased 1.4%. This is from this time last year, so let's keep that in mind. And then pending sales decreased. From this time last year, we are down 9.1%. This is in the Twin Cities as well, so only 1,337 homes closed last week.
Or when pending, yeah.
Yep.
And what's the next one?
And then inventory decrease, so listings down 21.7%. Still up from last week, though. 10,188 homes in the Twin
So
Cities
if you're looking
inventory.
at that, if you're hearing that data, if you're listening, you're hearing that data, and you say, wow, pending sales are down from last year by a lot. Why is that? Well, the problem is because the active inventory listings are down by over 20%. We
Right.
finally cracked 10,000. That's we've
Finally.
It took a long time, and we're in the hottest time, or the most aggressive time in the marketplace as far as property being available, and we're at 10,000. Not nearly enough. Not even close.
Right.
And
it's key that you get in with an agent that has pocket inventory. So, like the buyers that
Yep.
we have, they had made an offer on a property. Don Doty came and did the inspection and found some things that they decided to pass on that opportunity.
It was bad, right?
Yep.
A lot of stuff.
Then they lost out in multiple offers on another property. They were heartbroken. And Jason had a pre-list. And I'm like, Jason, can we get in? And it is the perfect home for them. But they never would have gotten in there if it weren't for Jason telling us about his pocket inventory. So it's critical.
We had other people, other agents went through too. It's not like it was closed off only to our group. I mean, we had other agents going through from outside brokerages. But that's key. And then the other thing is so that's the stats. The inventory is going up a little bit. We finally cracked 10,000, but pending sales are down, and I truly believe they're down because there's less properties to choose from, and some people are just saying no. I'm finally getting tenants, and this is a good question for John. So now we're officially done with the jokes. We're moving into content on the show, folks, so pay attention now.
But what should it be?
Serious
What
face.
should
I
it
like
be?
passing in
We
the
should
jokes
be
every
at
once in a while.
we should probably be at 18,000.
So almost half.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
18,000 would be a robust time. You'd get a lot more buyers, have a lot more to choose from. And when you have a property where there's still properties you get 15, 16 offers. You get showings on properties left and right. There's so many pre-approved buyers. So many pre-approved buyers that aren't finding what they want, or they're not getting what they want because they're losing out in multiple offers. It's so tough on that end. I have a whole earned respect, or a new light of respect, for agents that work a lot with buyers. We work with a lot of buyers too, and we work with a lot of sellers. But recently, seeing the activity with real buyers that I'm working with right now, it is so difficult because you have to educate the buyer. And how does this conversation go? Dawn, you're my buyer. Yeah, the house is listed for $230,000. I would recommend offering $255,000. How does that make me look to you as the buyer, thinking, "Wow, this guy's on crack. He's telling us to go over the asking price by $20,000."
But do you know what happens when they lose out on a couple?
Yeah, that's what it takes.
Sometimes it's a learning curve. And it's not that agents are trying to misinform you. We are trying to do our best to represent you and
to get you the house if you want.
Yeah.
it.
But what happens if the appraiser comes in and won't appraise it for that? What happens?
Yeah, we've had that. I mean, that's part of the issue. So that's something you need to call us about. 651-400-0773, 651-400-0773, because that's a big issue, and there's ways to work around that. I think we had Brent on here with Mezzanine Kramer a couple weeks ago, talked about a couple options or ways around that to creatively, legally, ethically, above board do that and get that through. And there's some other things. That's where experience really matters on that end.
I have a
Renters.
quick question, real quick. Have you ran into any sellers that are selling now, in opposed to 3-4 years ago, because they can finally get the price that they need to get from when they bought it, say 2008, when they bought it at the very top, and it came
we see
crashing
that
down?
often.
Okay.
Yep.
I think it's human nature
really
too.
common.
So a lot of sellers, it's human nature for them. In 2004, I paid $280. Or let's say as an example.
Oh, okay.
And then even if you come in today and say, well, we should probably price it at $265 or something, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Because some markets haven't come up, believe it or not, all the
Right.
way, right? Certain areas, certain markets. Nope. It's human nature. We want to get at least back what we have into that sucker, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we just want to,
Yep.
right? I mean, unless
if
there's
they
something
can't, they won't.
compelling.
Including updates, all of that.
Well,
I see
yeah,
that
that
often
sometimes
as well.
we're willing to forego on that, but
Yep.
at least we just like to see the price at least match the price I paid, because I hate to lose
Right.
that money, even though it's already done and we can't control the markets and all that. But
Well, the other thing that I'm noticing too, our sellers are starting to ask sometimes too much for their home,
yeah, that's happening.
and then the home sits and it won't appraise, just like you asked. And it's really hard to get the reality in until they're on the market and the home hasn't sold. And in this market, it should sell within the first week, depending on the price point.
Yeah, if it's an average price home, you should get interest right away.
Yep.
You'll know within the first week to 2 weeks for sure if you're there, based on the feedback and the amount of buyers coming through. And then don't be afraid to make the changes. I have a seller right now who we had hot pink and yellow and green and orange and all these colors in the house and all the walls. And I said, hey, we
Beautiful.
probably should paint this, right? And then we didn't want to right away, but now we are. we're keeping the price the same, right? But we're doing that stuff, and and now we just started on it, and the showings are already coming in with better feedback and possible interest and things like that. But yes, John, people are doing that. More and more sellers are coming on.
And are they getting their price that they're looking to get for the most part?
I think right now we went to a training in Richfield for continuing ed. 99.8 is what the it was either 99.8 or 99.9 or maybe even 100%. I mean, as far as the list price to the asking price.
All right.
That's fantastic.
It's there.
Richfield
I mean,
is
that's
really
that's
taken off.
Richfield, but
That's
a lot
up
of the
from a year ago too, I believe.
oh yeah, the ask to list is up and all over the place. The hot markets where it's affordable, where you can actually get in on an entry level home. Richfield, Bloomington, St. Louis Park. I mean, those markets are just the homes that we thought were typically were 2.25. I'm 250, 275. It's pretty intense out there.
Wow. Okay.
Renters are now coming forward. So I have, for the first time in a long time, tenants I have, hey, we're pre-approved for a mortgage. Would you sell the home directly? You want to sell it right to us?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if John, is that happening, and you seen that happen at all, or hearing that happen from some of your other landlords, owners?
Yep. We've got actually 2 right now that just emailed in and said that they are thinking of moving out. They're looking to buy a house. They got pre-approved. One of them is interested in buying the house that they live in now. So we're kind of hanging out and trying to figure that whole situation. And Sean, who's a real estate agent with us, just listed it for him to represent him. And he's negotiating with the tenants right now to see
try to
if
get
they
it
want to
together?
to do a dual agency or something like that. So
And sell it directly to the tenants. That's one of the best ways, or could be one of the best ways if you're getting the right price. You still want to get an opinion from an agent on that, but you'll see that happen because there's not a lot of supply out there for the buyers to go to. Any other updates on how's the residential rental market? Is it still on fire?
I think it's still strong. I mean, for us, it's still good. I always come in here for the last year, and I'm like, well, we can still rent everything up in a week, roughly, and that's still happening. So,
Still?
We haven't noticed really any dip.
Pushback? Nothing?
Nothing.
Renters are like, no, enough is enough.
We're releasing at
Wow.
fantastic rates. We're 6, 7, 8% increase in rents all across the board. That's fantastic.
So-
And so it's strong too. So I don't know. It's been good so far.
So it's good in the rental market. Great.
Yeah.
We have a very huge announcement that we're going to be making when we return from this
Really?
break. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Huge. Folks, it's going to be huge. Huge announcement. We have a big
Stay
one.
tuned.
Thanks, folks.